Hello, my friends. I just want to show everybody what is going on in the world today. You cannot trust it. You cannot believe it. Look at all of these things that the very same people who have done nothing but lie to you for the last 5 years is saying to do. Anytime you see the world unite on anything, like they are doing, such as Russia and Ukraine conflict, whatever the world is uniting on, you know that is what Satan is doing. It's not the Lord. The Lord is always the small, always the few, always the one of the 100. And we know at the end they're setting up a one world government. Everything that is happening right now in Ukraine is the stepping stone to that one world government. They want you to be put in shackles to keep you in blindness in order for them to give you a narrative and you just blindly follow it, because it doesn't matter what they did last year. They can't be lying about something such as a war. Just like they can't be lying about something such as COVID, and then you see everything that has happened that they've lied about over the last 2 years. This is literally the setup to the George Orwell book, to the movie that it's been, 1984. That's exactly what they are doing right now. If you actually read that book or listened to that book or even saw the movie that they had released of that, everything that is happening in 1984 is what they are building today. You're literally seeing it being built right now. And you got to understand that this President Zelensky of Ukraine, this man used to be an actor. He actually did a comedy skit where there was an actor, a comedian, that took over the position of president of Ukraine. He's living what he acted out, because Satan has to inform you what he's going to do and what comes next, so that he does it in the form of satire. He gives you all of this information ahead of time so that when it comes, you've been warned about it. But yet when it comes and you're warned about it, you say, well, that can't be real. That was just satire. So you're not thinking of it on the same level. He keeps you bound and in chains because he doesn't straight up give you the answer like you're used to being told the answer straight up. They'll go around the answer. They'll make it seem like you're crazy if you're looking into these things. And that is everything that Satan does to keep people away from the reality that he is setting up a one world government. So you can take everybody in the media, everybody in Hollywood, all the politicians, all telling you the same thing. Russia evil, Ukraine good. We need to stop Russia. We need to help Ukraine. It's okay if we're going to have to spend more at the gas pumps because we're fighting the battle for Ukraine. All of these very same things they just did with you with COVID. Yet now COVID's gone. Nobody talks about it. Nobody cares about it, because the next problem that has to come in line for them to get their one world government, that now has moved on from COVID into the war. And it will come back to something like COVID, because there is going to be another disease that comes after this at some point in time that actually is lethal. Like COVID wasn't, this next one will be. Death followed by Hades. There will be another disease. There will be people that will break out in boils from this disease. And probably those vaccinations have something to do with it. Everything that you see, these same people that hate you, that lie to you, they're telling you to all follow them. Anything that they tell you to follow, that you know is what you don't follow. You need to follow Jesus instead. Let's go to Psalms, which is a daily Bible verse today in the Bible Gateway. Whom have I in heaven but you? The earth has nothing I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Everything that happens on earth, look at it exactly like God told you to look at it. We have technology now. We have done a lot of things over the last 100 years to get us in this position. We understand things on a full level, but it's always been understood throughout humanity. You know really what we're made for? We were made to please God. We were made for Him, for His purpose. That's what we are. That's who we are. And we can either continue with God, who has strength and power above everything in this world, or we go with this globalist government narrative that they're going to set up. You can have one or the other. One is completely destroyed at the end. The other one lives forever. I know which side I'm choosing. I'm choosing to stick with God, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I'm choosing Him. I'm not choosing the world. Therefore, everything that happens in the world is of the world, and I have no part of that or them. But you have to see it just like it is. We're living our own movie. You and I and everybody else in this world, we're actors in a play, because that's what God set up for us to be. And we can either go and take our lines from God who created us, or we can go and take our lines from this one world government that they're trying to set up. They're going to tell somebody to hop and they're going to do it. And no one's going to listen to God because they see all of these things happen, and they're so deceived that by the time it actually gets there, they never even realized it was happening. The sheep led to the slaughter. They're all acting on this world stage. Whether Putin is acting or is partially acting or is actually on the side of good, I don't know, and it doesn't really even matter to me. But what I do know is that everything that they're setting up is orchestrated, it's planned, it's been planned ahead of time, and it's to deceive and capture everybody in the world so that when they give the solution, everybody blindly follows it. They gave us COVID. What was the solution to that? Take your vaccines, put on your mask, lose your freedoms. What's going to be the solution to this Ukraine-Russia war? It's one more step to 1984 and one more step to Armageddon. But they want you to blindly follow this without thinking about it, without looking into it, without using your God-given talent and brains. God gave you the Spirit so that you could see through these lies, but I look today and I hear people talking, and everybody's talking about as if the last 5 years didn't happen. You can liken this situation to a husband and a wife who have been married, and the wife goes and cheats on her husband the very next day with her boss. And she continues to cheat on him every day for a year. She cheats on him with 20 different people, 30 different men that come into her. And every time she comes back to her husband and she says, honey, I didn't do it, despite the fact he has a camera recorded of it. She does this every single day for a year and still wants to come back and say, you know what, honey, this time I'm done, I'm going to stop. The next time, this time, honey, was my last time, I'm going to stop. And the husband just keeps taking her back. That's what's happening in the world. These very same people that have raped your consciousness for the last 5 years, molested you on a spiritual level, you're now just lining up with whatever they say and accepting it. And I'm not saying you as far as anybody who listens to me, but I'm saying as far as what I see the whole world doing. It's falling right in line. They're taking everything that they're told, despite most of the things they're told have been lies. For instance, these situations that have happened in Ukraine, such as the Ghost of Kiev, this fighter pilot who shot down 6 planes, and all of these other things that they said have happened there. It didn't happen like that. The footage was of a video game for some of it. These things that they're telling you are not true, and you're always going to have propaganda in a war. That's always going to happen. It's part of the war. But they're on it not just on a propaganda level for a nation. They're on a globalist propaganda level, which means they're setting up their one world government, and that is going to be the solution of this war, is going to be a one world government so that it never happens again. And how are they going to get everybody to fall in line with this one world government? They're going to use nuclear weapons on somebody. Somebody is going to get nuked. Somebody. And they're going to offer the solution being that we can't ever have this happen again. If we just unite as a world, it'll be okay and we'll go forward. And people will fall right in line because they don't want to get nuked. Just like people fell right in line to the vaccine because they don't want to get sick. They're using something that people want to have, such as peace and security, and they're using that to deceive and blind them into following their system. I see it all over the place. I see it everywhere. They're going to give you the solution by creating the problem. The same things that they've done for the past 50 years. Only this time it's getting towards the end, so it's really upping its ante. All of this is to set up the one world government that they don't even claim to lie about now. They'll literally come out and say it exists. And you can go down that path in the world. That's an option. But that is the path that leads to destruction. That's where the 99 will go, right into the pit. Jesus is coming. He offers a way out of this, and he offers a different solution. The solution is him. He will come down and we will meet him in the air. That's God's version of getting out of this. The other version of getting out of this is falling in that pit with the angels and going straight to hell, dying eternally. Which one is better? I know what I'm going to do, and I know what I believe. I believe that Christ was crucified and Christ risen. That's what I believe. And I believe that Christ is coming back. Because it has come to the point in time where there is no other way out of this. There is no way out. There's no way out for people of righteousness other than the return of God himself. There's no choice this time. There's no way we can just go somewhere and have a family and live a closed-off life separate from the world. Can't happen anymore. There's no solution to the world's problems that it created because Satan created it and he knows his time is short. The only solution is Christ, who is coming. If only we can believe and follow him until that day. Believe nothing that you see in the media, from the politicians, from Hollywood, from all of the same people who have raped and lied to you every single day for the last 5 years. Believe nothing of them. Because the only power that they have over you is that belief. And if they lose that power of belief, they've lost everything. And there is a way to believe something different. And that way is to trust and believe everything that Jesus said he was going to do for us, which is the only escape from this. God bless.